All right, welcome everybody to another edition of Chance Time.
It's chance time. It's chance time,
It's that
baby.
time of the month.
Hey,
Women have their thing, we have ours, and for us it's
we have
Chance
ours.
Time. We
Ours
get to
just had
we
its
get to spin a fun wheel. It's it's all
the
lollipops and
chance
rainbows over
time
here.
cycle.
Yeah.
The chance situation cycle.
Yep. However you
I
want
don't
to
know. We'll
say it, a
workshop that.
medical term.
We'll work.
When you're on it, you're
We'll
on it,
workshop that
baby.
one.
And we're
Yeah,
on it today.
we can't. And we sync up. We sync up like
we,
crazy. Let me tell you.
we sync up for this. Yeah, so
yeah.
if you're new to the channel, Chance Time is a series where we spin a wheel, which I have right here. Spoilers. And
Don't spoil it.
and it'll randomly determine a movie that we have to watch and review the following week. Everything from the good, the bad, and the ugly, we've had it all. And essentially it comes down to
Yeah.
10 movies. They're randomized on a website called realgood.com. REEL good.com. They have a movie roulette thing you can do, which basically takes from a database of movies. And so we have 2 representatives from Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime Video, Paramount Plus, and Hulu. And then we have Spin Again, Phone a Friend, which means we have to call someone at random to decide from this wheel. You still have yet to get it in all of our Chance Time history. And then we have Zach's Choice and Alec's Choice, where we'll have to pick from the wheel ourselves.
That's right. We've gotten Zach's choice. I don't remember if we've gotten Alec's choice. I don't think we have. I think it's been just Zach's choice.
We've never gotten Alec's Choice. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we've had one Zach's Choice.
Mm-hmm.
That was Wolf versus Bear, which I kind of regret that.
Yeah,
Choice.
that was an unfortunate decision, I guess.
But
At least
yeah,
we had Rusty along the ride with us that time. That was fun.
yeah, we need to do that again. We've literally only done one guest Chance Time.
Yeah.
As tradition now, we're gonna go through the movies on the wheel beforehand, then we're gonna spin it and see what we get. All right, who do you want to hear from first? Netflix. We've gotten so many Netflix movies in the past couple of months. The large majority of
Let's just get Netflix out of the way. Get out of the way and move over for some other people.
Well,
Let's
we're
see,
basically
let's hear what's
spoiling
on
we're gonna
Netflix.
watch one of these 2 movies if the trend continues.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
The first option is of course Motu Patlu in Wonderland, a 2013 children's movie. You know, this is one thing we've never actually had come up where it's like straight up like children's movie. Like I'm sure
Yeah, like
will be
like for
torture to
babies.
watch. Yeah, like
I know.
actually
Oh dear.
children's movie. This
Yeah.
was like part of a long series of Motu Patlu movies.
Motu Patlu. Okay.
But it's like
I will say the closest we came to that was Childhood Camaraderie Month. Was like, it kind of felt. It felt a lot like this is
I
a
think
little
this is a
kid's
whole
movie,
other level.
but
This
yeah.
is
Oh
like
no. I'm saying that was like the almost like the anime equivalent of that. But I know children's movies. They're because I've been in houses like doing services in houses where people are like watching children's films and they're horrible.
and these are grown men watching
horribly
these shows,
painful.
right?
Yeah, I
They're
know. It's
binging.
weird. So it's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the description here says when pals Motu and Patlu take a ride in their scientist friend's newly built plane, a crash landing on a strange island leads to action and adventure. This is also an Indian kids movie. Apparently, it was on like Nickelodeon in India or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
there's
it's like a
that.
Nick Jr. kind of
Yeah,
Nick
that's the
Jr.
kind
for
of vibe.
India.
And then our second
Wow.
movie is called When You Finish Saving the World from 2023. Have you heard of this movie?
No.
A teen struggles to reconcile his digital fame while his mother confronts real-world challenges far removed from her son's online existence. And it stars Julianne Moore and Finn Wolfhard.
What?
So, it was like
Is this a COVID movie? This sounds like a COVID movie when
I don't
if you
know.
put it like that.
It came out in 2023. I'm assuming it's a Netflix
Yeah.
original. I don't know. It's on
Hmm.
Netflix. But there you go, Netflix.
Okay. Well, that's a wild one.
All right. Who do we want to hear from next?
Let's go over to Amazon Prime. Let's go see what's on Prime Video.
Prime Video. All right. First up from Prime Video, we have Echoes Cross the Tracks. This is 2012, and the description is as follows. The mighty Mississippi River bleeds muddy water into an alluvial plain. Thousands of slaves were brought in from West Africa to the Mississippi Delta. Music helped them endure, and the dust rose from their feet as they danced. In fact, their pain became the source of a new sound, the blues. So it seems to be some sort of documentary style movie on the origin of the blues music.
So I actually love the history behind a lot of like the origin of like Afro music and its influence on the African American music and history of blues and jazz. I love that stuff. So that I kind of hope it lands on. I mean, we're not supposed to predict really, but like part of me that'd be really interesting to me. I'd be really interested to see what that's all about.
And with the hope when we get a random movie like that, especially Prime Video, is that you don't know what kind of quality it could be the most dry
it
thing
could be
possible.
dog. It could be just dog. It could be really bad. But
all right. Well, our second representative from Prime Video is coming to you from 1999, and it's called The Art of Murder. All right.
Oh, okay.
It says a beautiful young artist commits adultery with her husband's young business partner and finds herself embroiled in pornography, blackmail, and murder.
That sounds kind of exciting.
You can't go wrong with any of the above.
Pornography, blackmail, and murder. All right.
Yeah. It's like an average Friday night for me. All right, Prime Video.
Is that why we don't record on Friday nights? Is that why we can't this way?
Prime Video, there they are. And there they go.
Let's go over to see what's going on Hulu. What do we get? What's our selection there?
In Hulu, we have a movie called 3 Days in Malay. A small group must defend an airfield for 3 days against the Japanese assault during the fight for Malay in World War II.
Okay.
So I guess it's apparently a movie inspired by true events, but it's actually like a fictional movie based on it.
Is it Malaysian cinema or is it? I
didn't see it. Usually it'll denote that on Hulu, and it didn't say, so I'm not sure entirely. And then our second movie is, as I said, it denoted that it's a Bengali movie. It's called Arundhati. A 19th century queen is known for her grace and dignity, but her reincarnation might have different attributes.
So Bengali, if memory serves, I believe is one of the other dialects of India. Mm-hmm. As we discovered for our Malayalam cinema.
So interesting. They've all been Hulu, I think, too. Or well, no, there was one. No, oh maybe not.
Kitavam Shiksham, I believe, was Netflix.
Yeah, never mind. The Assistant was Netflix.
That was a. Yeah.
But we've had a lot of our Chance Time spin options. Like every time Hulu, there's like so many times it's some sort of Indian type movie. Yeah. Well,
the Assistant was that was actually Malaysian though, I believe, wasn't it?
That was Malaysian, and Malayalam.
And the other one's Malayalam.
Yeah.
It was Kitavam Shiksham. But
all right.
That's just fun to say. That's just fun to say.
Kitavam Shiksham.
Yeah,
we watched those. So there's our Hulu. There's our Hulu.
Okay.
All right, we got Paramount Plus. What about Paramount Plus? We've got Into the Wild Tibet. North of the Himalayas and 3 miles above sea level stretches a land barely glimpsed by the outside world, the Tibetan Plateau. Here, packs of wolves, herds of Chiru antelope, and small families of pika struggle to survive and raise their young in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Spend a year in this land of extremes and follow its creatures from the top of the food chain to the bottom as they embark on dangerous migrations, dodge diving predators, and adapt to the plateau's thin air, impossible terrain, and punishing weather.
But it's just telling us the whole plot of everything. The whole documentary. It's giving it all.
This is the Smithsonian one. Smithsonian.
Yeah.
It seems like Paramount Plus really likes to push these as well. There's some of these streaming services have their different lanes.
Disney's got Nat Geo, so that must mean Paramount, the CBS and Paramount must own. Viacom probably owns the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Stuff. If it's just a guess off the top, but.
And then the second one from Paramount Plus, is The Accused. After a young woman suffers a brutal gang rape in a bar one night, a prosecutor assists in bringing the perpetrators to justice, including the ones who encouraged and cheered on the attack. This is starring Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster.
Okay. When was this?
This was...
When was this?
1988.
So it's a rape revenge movie then, probably?
Sounds like it.
So, okay. I mean, I'm down for some rape revenge. Those can be fun. They can be really boring too, but because they were sort of a dime a dozen back in the 70s and 80s, but
it was all the rage back then.
Which is that crazy? Is that no? But like cheap cheap straight to VHS stuff was like it was the cheap way to get like TNA in your movies. But I was like, throw a rape scene in there, then the guys will get killed, and we'll have a rape revenge story. It's like, yeah, it's kind of awful, but
yeah.
that's just the way I think. But this has Jodie Foster in it, so it's like that. Totally, Jodie Foster, bit of a feminist. That makes some sense there with a bit of that. So,
all right, now that was Paramount Plus. Now we're bringing in Disney Plus to round us out.
Okay. And
we've actually, for the first time that I can remember, we have a repeat movie that was on a previous wheel.
I was gonna say, I was like, I was actually gonna mention something about that. I was thinking about that. I was like, it'd be interesting if we got something repeated. So what's back on the wheel?
Back on the wheel, it's Old Yeller. Yip, yip, come back, Yeller. Here he comes.
All right.
The best doggone dog in the West. 1958's Old Yeller. A teenage boy grows to love a stray yellow dog while helping his mother and younger brother run their Texas homestead while their father's away on a cattle drive. First thought to be a good-for-nothing mutt, Old Yeller is soon beloved by all. And that's all that happens in that movie, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, nothing happens at the end. Nothing traumatic whatsoever.
Just a good dog.
I think I haven't seen that since I was probably like an extremely little kid.
Same.
I don't. Yeah. So
yeah,
that'd be interesting to see that again. Relive that trauma.
The last movie on the wheel here is one that we've both seen actually, and one you watched very recently. It's Logan.
Oh.
2017.
Oh, okay. I'd be 100,000% down to watch that again. Yeah.
That's right. I mean, I love it. It's one of my favorite superhero movies, period.
Yeah, that's one of the best movies I've seen all year.
Just for
all last year?
Just for posterity, I'll read the description. In a future where mutants are nearly extinct, an elderly and weary Logan leads a quiet life. But when Laura, a mutant child pursued by scientists, comes to him for help, he must get her to safety. That's right. So there's our movies, folks, on Chance Time. And then we'll talk about, we'll spin the wheel, and if it's not our choice, we'll talk about what we might have picked.
Right. All right, let's do it. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel. All right, folks. What is it?
What did it land on?
The Accused.
The Accused.
The Accused, folks.
So that's the Jodie Foster one?
That is, yes, the Jodie Foster movie, 1988.
All right, the rape revenge movie. Okay.
All right. Jodie Foster, we've reviewed one Jodie Foster movie that I can remember. So, time to add on.
We did? What?
A little known film called The Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Forgot about that. Yeah, you got a point. You got a point. It's easy to forget.
Easy to forget.
How can you remember? Who
could remember?
It's a very forgettable movie.
Yeah.
Who could remember? Really?
All right. Well, I don't know what we're getting into. If it's a good movie, a bad movie. If it'll be rough to get through. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, when it starts out the description that way, you're just like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, brutal gang rape. We know how the movie's gonna start at least. And that's just joyous.
That's delightful. Really, I
Yeah.
can't wait.
All right. Well, there it is. It's a good like older movie compared to what we usually get on Chance Time, though. 80s movie,
It's
late
true.
80s.
That's actually kind of the thing. One of the things I'm probably the only thing about the description of that movie that sounded like, oh, that's fun because it's from the '80s. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
interested in getting some older movies in here.
I mean, Old Yeller would have been even older.
Yeah, it would have been even older. It's true. We've had a couple silent films in
Really, yeah, like
before too,
20s
haven't we?
movie, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
woman goes to the supermarket.
Yeah, it's like all
Yeah.
right.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, it's like text on the screen. My eggs! I've
Yeah.
dropped my eggs. It is scrambled.
There is a really distinct charm from some of those, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You have to be pretty exceptional for the time to be like
it
even
does.
remotely
Yeah.
swallowable at this time.
Mm.
All right. We'll come back next week and we'll review The Accused, starring Jodie Foster. All right, and
All
that.
right. Well, but Zach, what would you have picked? What would
Okay.
you have picked as your?
Oh, by the way, that
As
was
your,
on Paramount Plus, so we're
Oh,
not
okay.
on Netflix
Okay.
anymore. If I were to
All
pick,
right.
to me, a lot of these options are very mid. A lot of these, so I might have actually gone for something like Old Yeller, or
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to like Logan's probably easily the best movie on this list, but you know we've also both seen it, so it'd have to. Do I want to pick a movie
Right.
we've both seen or something random? So yeah, my inclination would be Old Yeller. How about you?
Yeah. I was leaning towards. Yeah, Old Yeller sounded interesting. It would be interesting to revisit because it's been so long. I might as well be seeing it again for the first time.
Right.
I honestly the documentary on
Echoes Cross the
this,
Tracks. Yeah.
yeah, I would have been genuinely curious about how well they approach the subject matter. Because we've had our fair share of really bad documentaries. I really want to watch a good one sometime. I like documentaries. I'm willing to give something like a fair shake to give it a shot. But
Yeah.
um,
And most of like the documentaries we've seen, we've only seen a
Wolf versus
handful,
Bear,
and they're like the
Viking
TV
Warrior Women.
like TV movies documentaries
yeah,
also.
they're kind of the ass ones, basically.
So I think this
See,
one
like,
would have
ones
actually
that are
been more
made-
feature length movie.
Yeah.
Echoes Cross the Tracks.
Yeah. Well, I have more faith in something that's I don't remember what Viking Warrior Women is who that was produced by, but I have a little bit more faith in. You said this at the Smithsonian did that one, right?
It was either Smithsonian, yeah, or Nat. No, yeah, it probably was Smithsonian. Viking Warrior Women is Nat Geo, by the way.
That was Nat Geo. Okay.
It is Echoes
Yeah.
Echoes Cross the Tracks. Is that what you're talking about?
It goes cross the tracks.
2012.
That's a 2012 film. Yeah, it's trying to see who produced that.
It could have been no one. Also, you know, it's like
Just nobody. Nobody produced it whatsoever. Well, I'll say this. It looks like Morgan Freeman was the narrator.
oh no.
That would have been see. That would have been excellent. That would have been excellent. Yeah, Legacy Distribution. I guess it was just an independent, like Scott A. Jennison, just a oral history of Mississippi blues. Yeah, I don't know. That would have been. I would have been genuinely interested in seeing how that shook out. So, but
Okay.
I think that's probably where I would have gone.
But the wheel demands what the wheel demands of us.
That's true.
And today
Sure, it does.
it was The Accused. On another day it could have been Spin Again. On another day it would have been Motu Patlu in Wonderland. I was that close. But
Motu. That was my. Please stay away from that. Please stay away.
that's the buzzer. You buzz that one. No, it's not happening. That could be something we could consider in the future. A buzzer. It's like
Get
you
a one
veto
veto.
it. Yeah. But
Yeah.
you no, it's just a straight up spin again. So if you land on it again, it's like, all right, you already used your buzzer. There it is. Come back next week. Feel
Hmm.
free to watch The Accused. It's on Paramount Plus. I don't know if it's on anything else. It's possible it is, but it's definitely on there. All right.
Okay.
And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, what video should our viewers watch next?
Go check out the versus Bear review that we did with Rusty.
Wolf versus
Yeah.
Bear. Okay, check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Check out what Swamp King's up to.
Yeah,
You know.
and Swamp King.
Or Swamp Bear. I guess
Swamp
it's Swamp
Bear,
Bear.
yeah.
There's Swamp Bear.
I don't know.
I
There was
guess-
some sort of king involved. It might have been Swamp King.
Yeah. Maybe.
But we should definitely do some more guest features on Chance Time. Because it's
Yeah,
actually
it would be fun.
the problem is the fact that you also have to like we ideally want them for the wheel spin itself too. So it's like you got to sign
Right.
them on for like one quick one the previous week and then the actual review the next week. So
Right.
logistically it can be hard, but it kind of lends itself to it because it's easy. You just wipe off phone a friend and then it becomes guest choice.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
guest choice. Yeah. I was gonna say do that. Yeah.
That's what
Wipe
we
off
did.
the
That's
phone
what we
a friend,
did
'cause
on the
we have a
Rusty's.
friend here. Yeah, because we had Rusty there. We had a friend there. So.
But I could have picked the Comedy Central roast of Pamela Anderson. I picked Wolf versus Bear.
Yeah.
It was back
there
when,
you go.
when the
That's-
comedies were still on the table.
Yep. Yep.
The meta of Chance Time is ever changing, and
It is ever.
It's evergreen.
It's a fluid thing. it's a living document. So.
yeah, so it's always subject to change. You know, like if we felt like Netflix was becoming too powerful, we could always just kick Netflix off the wheel. You know, there's nothing stopping us. All
You could
right,
swap out Hulu for Max, maybe even.
Max.
Sometime. Max.
All right,
Actually, or Peacock or something. You know.
Peacock.
Weird. There's something weird in there. Peacock.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Yeah.
Too much, in fact.
Too much. Remember
Too
in
much.
the early days when it was like, do you have Netflix or
No.
Hulu?
Yeah,
And that's
it.
it. Yes, I have
And then
Netflix.
And then Yahoo screens like, "Hey, we have Community season 5 or whatever."
And then they say
Whatever the
you
hell it
say
was.
no, and they get bullied out of existence.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
because
like,
everyone's
shut up,
like, "What?"
shut up, and then they all
Get
ran
outta
away.
here with
and
that.
And that was when it was good. You know, it's like
Yeah,
just Netflix having a
fun.
monopoly over the market. All was good.
yeah. It actually was kind of good. Well, it was good because not everyone wanted all the pieces of the pie. They were willing to let Netflix take some of the revenue that they themselves were also getting revenue, but they were allowing Netflix to get some of that. But now it's just like, no, we want our own piece
Yeah.
of the pie. And now there's too many.
Yeah. No. And now
And
it's like
back to basically just being like cable again.
And now it's like, what's coming off of Netflix this week? Is this movie, this show? And it's like 2 weeks from now, it's coming over here. You have to keep track of where it's going. It's like they're switching homes, and
There is some benefit to some of it. Like you know reliably where to find your Nickelodeon shows or your Paramount, so you know where to reliably find your CBS, or you know where to find your NBC shows. You know, so like there is a distinct kind of like familiarity with it. But I also look to like the anime sort of equivalent. We had because anime is pretty much down to Funimation just shut down because Sony acquired Crunchyroll. And they use Crunchyroll as the bigger brand because it has more name recognition than Funimation, which is very strange to say. Funimation was like on top for a very long time, and when they did that, they also dissolved. They also bought Right Stuff Anime, which is a distribution company, like a physical goods, anime goods distribution company. It was all sort of like lumped in to Crunchyroll's own store, and with all of this, we lost tons of Funimation library. There's still a lot of anime that did not make the transition, and they also just jacked the prices up on all the merch immediately. Everything went up by at least 30%. It's disgusting. So there is something to be said about sometimes having a little bit of fragmentism because they're allowed to try to maybe keep prices a little lower. Funimation was very cheap. It was like $5.99 a month or something like that, and you would have ad-free access to all the whole library. But Crunchyroll is like, I don't know, it's like $10, $12, $15 a month or something like that for the same. So
Yeah, to have Netflix at even the manageable price nowadays, you have to do the ad version,
Yeah.
which is kind of what I'm doing now. It's like $7.99 for the
Pretty.
ad version.
It's whack.
Because it's like without ads, you pay $14.99 or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
And they like to keep sending you emails like, "Oh, just so you know, the price is going up. You know, we're increasing the price
It's
again."
going up again, but yeah, we're increasing it again. By the way, you know, the Last Airbender does not pay for itself.
Yeah, it's not no longer. It's crazy that they're so bold to do that too. When it's a landscape where it's no longer you either go with Netflix or you don't have Netflix. It's like all these other options, and these things are still just up in the price. You know.
Yeah.
Usually it's like competition's good for the consumer. It's not like, oh, they can increase their price, we'll increase our price too. Okay.
It's like, cool, thanks. Well, that's why there've been some. I guess we'll sort of end on this, but there's been conglomerization with some of it. They're like, you can buy this if you buy this phone plan, we'll lump in these 3 subscription services now, and it's like, oh my god, it's just the exact same as cable again. That's what's happening.
Yeah, but
it's like
so much streaming that loops back around into
it's crazy.
Cable
it's
again.
Insane.
And not to even mention all the weird fucks out there like Freevee and Pluto and Tubi and Sneezo.
Sneeko? No, that's no. Get that weirdo out of here. Yeah. I shouldn't have brought him up.
The freaking horror one.
Shudder.
Right.
Yeah.
These things sound cute in concept, but it's like, what am I going to pay another $10 just for horror movies? They're going to pay another however much a month?
Yeah, well, there's like Criterion TV, because Criterion has their own specific for the Criterion collection. They have their own streaming service as well. It's like, man, it's like the specialty ones I can kind of get behind a little bit, but it's like there's still too many. Still too many. I don't know. There's a lot. It's a big ask. So
yeah.
Anyway, thanks for sticking around and letting us just rant about streaming services for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Chance Time goes hand in hand with streaming services. It's built on streaming services.
It's built. Yeah. It's built on this.
It's the one thing we can have thanks to Chance Time. You know, it's kind of hard to do physical media version of Chance Time.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just like, what do we both happen to have?
Right.
All right. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. If you do, we'll be sure to read it on the next episode of the Tarqaron podcast. All right, click the link in the description for our social media and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we upload. All right.